Hello and welcome back to the Frost Seymour Experience. I'm Nick Frost.
And I'm Paul Seymour. How's things going, Nick?
Not bad this week, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks, mate. Just chilling, having another week off before going back to the grind. So, not too bad.
Glad to have the Premiership back, of course.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, the internationals are what they are, but yeah, Premiership, we've missed it, haven't we? So, I'm glad to see that back again.
So, without further ado, let's look at the results.
Indeed.
So, this week we had Wolves 1, Southampton 1. I think a lot of people have this down as a good game and probable a draw, probably.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Especially the way two teams are.
Burnley 1, Crystal Palace 0. Now, this was a shock for me.
Yeah.
I think this is Burnley's first win of the season, right?
I believe so, yeah. I think, Crystal Palace has been up and down, but yeah, Burnley just pulled it out, didn't they, really?
And then I think this one was a shock to you. Being a Liverpool fan, you weren't expecting it at all.
No.
Liverpool 3, Leicester 0.
Yeah, massive result for us. I'm so glad for Liverpool. We got the. I did bet about 20 bets against Liverpool to win because I was that confident Leicester were going to do something. But I lost all my money, which is fine because obviously we won 3-0. But yeah, fantastic result. Made up with that.
And then we have Leeds Arsenal 0-0, a bit of a dull game. A crazy Pepe episode where he went for a headbutt, a very light headbutt. I've got our friend said if you're going to get sent off for headbutting, at least actually headbutt them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's just a nudge, But yeah.
But, a pretty boring game. I suppose both teams would take a point under the circumstances.
Yeah, I did expect more though. Yeah.
Sheffield United 0, West Ham 1. That's another game Sheffield have played all right in, haven't got anything from.
Yeah.
The trend continues.
It does.
And bit of a cracking game, really. Probably the game of the weekend in terms of action. Fulham 2, Everton 3.
Yeah. The losing streak stops there, doesn't it? At Craven Cottage, yeah. Obviously, it was 2-2 for a while, of course, and they got the winner. But yeah, I mean, Fulham, fair play to them. At least they come out and had a go this time. So, yeah, great game.
Yeah, it was Everton were holding on at the end there. It was a good game. And then relegation strugglers no more. Man U look to have staved off their worries in their relegation 6-pointer with West Brom, beating them 1-0.
Yeah, mid-table now for Man United, or just a bit above. But yeah, about time they got a decent win. 1-0 at least.
One up. And then this was a big result. We looked at it last week with the Tottenham, can they do it?
Yeah.
We pinpointed this run of games, and they couldn't have had a better start, could they?
Oh, no.
Winning 2-0, Man City. Great result over Pep for Jose.
Yeah, massive, especially for Jose. I think he's been, building this Tottenham team up, and I think it come to fruition. That was a great game for them to win. Showed dominance as well. So, yeah, brilliant.
We'll just see if they can continue going forward.
Yeah.
And then this was a bit of a shock as well. Aston Villa 1, Brighton 2.
Yeah. That's mad, isn't it? When you think what Villa have done already this season, Brighton, we've discussed this many times, putting the performance, can't get the result. Well, just shows you, doesn't it? They have now, finally.
At last.
Yeah.
And they needed to with Burnley winning.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then I would say probably the most predictable result of the weekend was Chelsea beating Newcastle 2-0.
Yeah. Early kickoff, wasn't it? Saturday. So, fair play. I mean, we didn't expect anything less. Chelsea went top of the table for a short while as well.
Good.
So,
But speaking of the table, let's take a look how those results have affected it.
Aye. Well, there we go. So, table's not low. Obviously, Leicester gone down to 4th after that shock result, really. Well, shock result for me, at least. Liverpool fans probably all over loved it. But, Tottenham still remain top on goal difference. Quite proud of Liverpool, the fact they've got a 5-goal difference now after that smashing we took. Obviously, like we said earlier, Chelsea have now jumped up. They were top for a short while. Leicester. And then, obviously, you've got Southampton in 5th. Obviously, with that draw this weekend, kept them in that spot.
Yeah. Still one of the informed teams, 5 unbeaten for them.
Yeah, doing really well.
Yeah, and I'm just going to point out Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea. If memory serves correctly, I think that was my top 3 predictions at the start of the season.
I think it
not
was
in that order. I must say, not in that order. But...
No, That's it. I think, or was it? I went for Chelsea, I think, for top, but you went for Tottenham, didn't you? So, yeah, interesting. We'll see if that stays around about that near the end.
Okay, looking at the bottom, Burnley have jumped out of the relegation zone.
Oh yes.
And Sheffield, it's looking very bleak now. Firmly rooted to the foot. Yeah. 4 losses in a row.
Yeah, they had a debate about this earlier in the week. They said every team that's had 9 games with 1 point, Man City in '95 being one of them, they all went down. So is this pretty much the story for Sheffield United? I think it is, to be honest.
Yeah. And what about the other 2, West Brom and Fulham?
Yeah, well, Fulham showing a bit of shine a lot, I suppose, but first win, and saying, like you say, same for Burnley. And yeah, I think West Brom need to do something because, at the moment they're still fodder. A big win, 2 wins in a row for Sheffield United, and they'll jump straight out of that. But again, West Brom are same for them as well.
Yeah. Brighton 16th. They're only 4 points clear of them, but in terms of their results, that 4 points is massive.
Yeah, huge, isn't it, when you think about it? Yeah. Got quite distance away from that.
And then looking at the mid-table, still Man City and Arsenal hanging around mid-table. Unbelievable.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because you look at Man City, they have a couple of wins, and they're like, they're 3-4 points away from top 4. Then all of a sudden, one bad result, and they're way back down there again. It's just, that's how important these wins are. You've got to keep accumulating them, and they've got no consistency at the moment.
Not at all. Problem with their defence, needs solving.
Yeah, big time.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the next round of fixtures, shall we?
Indeed, let's do it. Okay, so obviously at the top of the list is you've got Crystal Palace, Newcastle. Can't see much past that, to be honest. I don't know who's going to win that. Pretty much probably a 0-0 now, and I'll look. You obviously got Brighton at home to Liverpool. Brighton obviously with a win at Villa. Finally got those 3 extra points they deserved. But the way Liverpool are going at the moment, regardless of injuries, seem to be actually pulling out. They played really well against Leicester. Man City, Burnley. Well, Burnley just got their first win. They're thrown straight into the deep end again. And what's your opinion of this one? Do you think this is going to be their second win in a row, or do you think Man City are going to rip them to pieces?
If Burnley get a result here, I'll eat your hat you're wearing. I'd say it's going to be Man City 3, Burnley 0.
Really massive result that is, bloody hell. Then this one is probably going to be mine. I've not seen, other than the one just seen down there, Everton Leeds. I think that would be a great game. I think Leeds had a bit of a disappointing result in the week last week. But I think if they play Everton, I think they're both going to have a go at it. So that'd be an interesting game. West Brom, Sheffield United, battle at the bottom. Someone's got to give. Will someone actually get a win? This is a massive game for both teams, really, to get jump ahead. Southampton at home to Manchester United. I can see Southampton doing it with the way they're playing. I think they're playing really well at the moment. This one I'm going to come to you, though, Nick. Chelsea, Tottenham. Massive top of the table clash already. Where do you see it going?
Well, first of all, that's clearly the game of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly.
Yeah. Jose
takes his Tottenham team, who are top of the league, to his beloved Chelsea.
Ooh, I know.
Stories write itself, don't they?
Mouth-watering, isn't it?
I'm going to say, and this is a Sunday game at 4 o'clock, isn't it? So it's a Super Sunday game.
It is indeed. I shall be watching live.
Chelsea are playing well and they're getting some good results, but they don't look secure defensively. They're still conceding.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Chelsea to lose 2-1. That's my prediction in that game.
Ooh, okay. Second loss of the season.
Tammy Abraham consolation.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's going to be the opposite way. I think Jose's going to go there. He's got a bit of oomph about him, and Kane's son in great form. But I think Chelsea are going to. I believe their defence is weak, like you said. I think there's some holes in there, and I think they will exploit them. But I think Chelsea are just going to hit them. I just think out of nowhere they're just going to hit them, and I think Tottenham will get maybe 2 goals, but I think Chelsea will get it back, and I think they'll win 3-2. So, bit of a prediction there, but I don't think it'll probably come to fruition, but we'll see. Moving on quickly to Arsenal and Wolverhampton. Arsenal needs help at the moment. Wolves is probably not the right team to invite into your stadium at this point. Leicester look to get back on winning ways again after that result of the weekend, and Fulham again just missed out themselves, so that'd be an interesting one to see them go. And obviously the West Ham and Villa. West Ham are a shocking team this season. They can do it. They can pull it back. So we'll see what they got against the villains.
Of course, yeah. I think they're probably around the same kind of positioning table-wise after Villa's couple of losses.
Yeah.
So it'll be a good game.
Yeah, interesting.
Possible score draw.
Yeah, score draw.
I'm going to call Palace Newcastle as my damp squid of the weekend.
I thought you might. I thought you might. Yeah, it looks terrible, that doesn't it?
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Yes.
Golden Boot race. And finally, I did not need to find a picture of Sonny. He's been knocked off the top.
Off the top, off his perch.
Yes.
Who's the man? Here he is.
There he is. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has scorched back to the top of the charts on 10 goals in 9 games.
Yeah, phenomenal. Yeah, I'm happy for the lad. I think the lad's putting a great amount of work. I think he's done fantastic. His new positioning, Ancelotti's put a lot of faith in him. And look what's paid off, 10 goals. 9 games as well, fantastic. We'll touch a little on Son, of course, obviously still up there. With 9 goals, 2 assists, obviously scored against Man City. Vardy's party was shut off by Liverpool, so no extension for him. And Salah, of course, obviously finally, after coming back from testing positive, wasn't it, for COVID over in Egypt. So I'm glad to see him back tonight. But we'll see how the rest of them go. But there you go, yeah.
Yeah. Just to mention, we've now got 7 English players in the top 10.
That's good. That's good for English football. It really is.
You'd assume it's good for the international team as well, wouldn't you?
You'd think. Over the years, England have always had good teams, but they've always suffered for whatever reason. But yeah, it's nice to see that in the Premier League because, if you look at any other league, the German league, the Spanish league, French league, etc., they've all got a lot of their own nationality in there. But it's now nice to see England doing all right in the goal scorers list.
Yeah. So moving on, we've got 2 talking points this week. Yeah. The first, the gang buys a North Walian football club. So have you heard about this?
I've heard snippets.
Rob from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia have bought Wrexham FC. It seems a crazy scenario. So my question is this a serious move? Can they stick the boosters onto Wrexham and turn them into a force? I mean, they've got the money to do it.
Well, they definitely got the money to do it, because their movie stars have got the millions, of course. But my question back to you is why Wrexham, first of all? And my other question is, have they been playing a bit of Championship Manager or something? Whatever is it now, Football Manager? And I think, you know what, they've had a pop and they think, well, we'll have a go at this now. And they took on a real team. Wrexham, I mean, we'll see how they do. It's not like a billionaire takeover, of course, but we'll see. It'll be. I hope they do, because just imagine that. I mean, the next kit has to be Deadpool outfits without the mask, of course. We'll see. It looks amazing, yeah.
They did actually do a short promo for one of the current Wrexham sponsors.
Oh, okay.
Which was a very nice thing to do, I thought.
Yeah.
Because this local sponsor to Wrexham suddenly out of nowhere had a promo from 2 Hollywood A-listers.
Yeah, that's
amazing.
It is awesome. It is really awesome. You think about, if you're a Wrexham fan as well, you're looking at this going, what's happening? But how awesome would that be to say your owner of the team is like, especially Ryan Reynolds at least. I'm not too familiar with the other gentlemen, but wow. I think it could be serious if they put it seriously, but do they know anything about football or soccer as they probably know? I don't know. I don't know if they do.
I'd assume they're thinking they're probably going to play in cleats, right? And have 4 quarters.
Yeah. And multi-ball. I've always mentioned multi-ball where they throw about 50 balls on the pitch and then just have at it. But it'll be interesting to see how Wrexham get on. I mean, fair play to Wrexham for managing to capture that. But it's just a bit of an odd choice, really, from an outsider. Who we don't think probably knows much about football, but maybe they do.
Good luck to them.
Yeah.
Moving on from the great and hopeful to the desperately sad, of course.
Yes, news broke earlier, a couple of hours ago, didn't it, really, with Diego Maradona, who has passed away at the age of 60. Do you know what? These 2 pictures here sum it up perfectly, don't they, really? That World Cup he won, practically on his own. I think he had a good Argentina team around him, but he did it all on his own mainly. That the game against England, that after what happened with the handball, and it is what it is. But then he did make up for it with that astonishing goal, which went down in history, didn't it? So I think a lot of English folk who remember that mainly. But yeah, do you know what? He's in everyone's at least top two, isn't it? At least top two. I've never known anyone say, "Oh no, top five." He's definitely a top two, whether you like Pele or whether you like Messi, Ronaldo, whoever you prefer over in your years. This gentleman here is always in someone's top two. Most of people's top one. So, yeah, do you know what? He lived his life to the fullest, though, didn't he? There was a quote I mentioned earlier to yourself. He didn't go to the grave wondering. He did it all. So he all did it how he wanted to do it, regardless of how people may think negatively of it. At the end of the day, he did what he wanted to do. But what a player! My question to you though, Nick, is: would you class him as the best, or who isn't? If not, who is?
I mean, obviously, he wasn't playing really in our era, so
yes. Yeah.
There's a lot of players it's hard to judge against. But from all the clips I've seen, for me, he's the best ever, without a doubt.
Yeah.
He was doing what Messi was doing way before Messi was doing it.
Yeah.
Messi's idol, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for me, greatest ever, no question.
He is. I agree there. I mean, I think when people talk about Pele, of course, he's up there with him as well. I think Pele had a lot to his game. He was very skillful, very obviously he was. But the thing is with Diego, there's an amazing picture, which would be on our thumbnail, is when he's taken on like 5 or 6 players and he's looking at them ready to go. And I think that's how he looked at life. He just took on everything thrown in front of him, no matter what. It's one hell of a character as well. Let's just put that into it, because obviously his football talents go without saying, but the character of the man, he was beyond, wasn't he? So, but a tremendous loss to the footballing world. I think every footballer, whether they're playing or retired, they all look up to this man. Yeah, so yeah, rest in peace, Diego. You'll be missed, mate.
Well, I think the only thing left to say is, from football, thank you, Diego.
Yeah.
And we're going to end it there.
Yeah. On that somber note. Right then.
Yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, leave us a like and a comment.
Yeah.
And maybe even subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. Yeah, please subscribe, because you know what? It's great, and you can get to check this out every week, and see what we have to say and put your input in. Obviously, leave a comment, see what you think. Let us know about your greatest player and any memories you may have, Diego Maradona, or what we talk about throughout the show, of course. Yeah, please do it and let us know how things are. Well, yeah, I think that's it then, isn't it, Nick?
I think so.
All right, mate. Until next time, take care of yourself, folks.